Hello, my loves. I'm Andrea, and welcome to Life as I Know It. Today, for our DIY, we're going to make a rope tray out of Nautica rope from the dollar store. So, get your rope and your glue gun, get a wreath and some flowers, and let's get to crafting. We're going to take our 14-inch wreath that we got from the dollar store. I took my Chanel stems and cut them in half. I'm going to put one on each row in each section. So all I'm going to do is take the stem under and twist it twice. And once we have all our stems on our wreath, we go ahead and get our netting. I take and gather the top and I stick it through the first Chanel stem. I wrap it around and then I tie it on. And then from there, we just go ahead and make our loops and tie them down to our stems. Now you can make your loops as big as you want, 4, 6, 12, 10 inches. Just remember, the bigger your loops, the more of your mesh netting that you're going to use. Now this deco mask that I'm using is by Simple Style. They had this last summer and this is 10 by 10 and I ended up using two, but I could not believe this was definitely a good find in Dollar Tree and I bought all the colors that they did have. Unfortunately, they did not get it again this year. So it was one of those things, you find it, you're glad you find it, you grab as much as you can and use it throughout the year. So, like I said, this was definitely a great find. And once you have completely gone around the reef one time, all you do is take your netting, take your next loop, and take it to the next stem that's open, tie it down, and then you go completely around that row, and then you do the exact same thing to the third row. And when you go to add another row, all you have to do is wherever you stop, take your new beginning and put it right together where you ended, and then go from there. You can put as much netting as you want. Now, since this is kind of sheer and you can see through it, that's why I decided to go ahead and use 2 packs of the mesh. Now, once you're done with your wreath and you have all your netting on there, if any of the stems are showing, all you have to do is tie them down or just clip them. Just make sure you have your netting tightly secured to the wreath, and then you can just take the extra stem and fold it under, or you can trim it. But hopefully, as you use all this mesh, you won't have anything extra. But like I said, all you got to do is fold it down or just trim it, long as your netting is secured to the wreath. Now we're going to take our fruit sign from the dollar store and we're going to cut each of the signs apart because we're going to attach them to the wreath separately. I was also able to find another sign that had the actual fruit that matched our fruit sign. So I grabbed that and I'm going to take that apart, and I'm also going to hot glue that on top of our wreath. Dollar Tree had a lot of new signs this year. They were colorful and different sizes. And one thing that's great about doing DIY, especially when you keep your decorations for yourself, you could always recycle the items that you use. And one thing about this sign right here, you can always turn it over, paint it, and use it for something else. So that's one great thing about when you do your decors and you keep them. Like I said, if you don't want to use it next year, you could just recycle the items that's on there. You could take the mesh off, roll that up nice and neatly, put it in your stash, and go ahead and use your wreath again. I decided to add some more fruit to our wreath. So I just grabbed another sign and did the exact same thing. Just cut the ribbon off the back of the fruit, and then I'm just going to place it with some hot glue on top of our wreath. And once we have all our fruit attached to our wreath, we are done with this DIY. Now we're going to take this Nautica rope that we got from the dollar store. It's the 11 inch. Try to look for the 11 inch because sometimes they're mixed in with the 6. I'm going to put a little hot glue on the rope, and then we're going to start to roll it into a circle. Now, as you turn your circle, just add a little glue as you go because you do want the rope to stick together as you're making your circle. Now I try to clean the glue as I go, but don't worry about it if you get any of the glue on the bottom because no one's going to see the bottom of this because once we're done, we're going to clean this up and then we're going to attach it to a board. So like I said, just a little glue as you go around. Now, when you get to the end of this rope, you can add another color rope if you like. If not, all you're going to do is take the tip and add it to the tip of the new rope. You don't want to cut the tape that's on there off, because if you do, the rope will start coming unattached. So here I took and put glue on that plastic. Don't put the glue on the plastic, just put it on the tip of the new rope and the tip of the old rope and attach it that way. So when you're done, you can go back and you'll be able to cut the tape off of the rope. But if you glue the tape to the ribbon, it's going to be hard to get it off that rope. Now we're going to continue to do the same thing that we did with the previous rope. We're just going to keep going around the circle, adding a little glue as we go. You can add as many as you want. I end up using 4 11-inch Nordica rope. Now you can take this same method and use it to make small coasters if you want. Just make them as big as you want, the same technique, and then just at the end just cut it off and burn the tip of the rope, or put some kind of ribbon around it so it won't frill out if you wanted to make coasters. Now we're going to cut out a piece of cardboard to make it our base for our mat. So this way it'll be attached and it will have a bottom. So I'm just going to take a marker, go around the cardboard, and then I'm going to cut it out. You also can use a poster board as your bottom if you want. So I'm just going to add some E6000 glue, and then I'm going to take some hot glue and put a crazy amount on there, because we definitely want this to stick, because like I said, this is going to be our base. And once we have a good amount of glue on there, we're just going to take the board and we're going to take it and put it on top of the mat and just apply a pressure. If any of the cardboard is sticking out, just go around and trim it. If any of your mat's not sticking, just take your hot glue gun and add some more glue. Now we're going to cut 2 pieces of our Nordica rope to make a handle. Now this ribbon I got from the dollar store. It was that fake leather ribbon that they had, and all we're going to do is add a little glue and wrap it around. I do leave a little piece out at the end, which is okay. You don't have to. And just all we're going to do, once we have it wrapped around, we're going to cut it. And we're going to do the exact same thing to the other end, and then the other piece of our handle for our tray. Once we have both of our handles done, we're going to attach it to our tray. Now this tray is not to carry heavy things on. It's really just the core. We can put it on a table and put items on there. Now if you want to use it as an actual tray, I would use maybe 2 pieces of cardboard or something heavy for the bottom. And then also when I go to attach our handles on, I would use hot glue NE6000. But like I said, we're just going to use this as decoration. Now, once we have our handle on there, I'm going to flip it over. And I realized I had already packed my ruler. So I didn't have a ruler, and I don't remember where I packed it. So what I'm going to do is get a clipboard. I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to eye it from there. Once I'm satisfied with the way it is, I'm going to go ahead and take and repeat the process of putting hot glue on the ribbon, and then taking the ribbon and attaching it to the nautical rope. And then we have our handles on our tray. And once we have both of our handles attached to our tray, I'm just going to go around and with my scissors take and cut the tape off the tips of the nautical rope that's inside. So like I said, put the ropes together and don't put any of the glue on the actual tape that's on the rope. And once you have that done, you are done with this DIY. We're going to take this pineapple that we got from the dollar store, and I'm just going to take it outside and spray it. And I'm using the gold metallic. Now, the first time I sprayed the pineapple, I did use that cold. But then the second time when I went out, I accidentally grabbed this spray, which is a metallic finish Brighten Coat. So that's the color it is now. So I got these rhinestones from Dollar Zone, and we're just going to take that and put it around the opening. And once we have our rhinestones attached, we are done with this DIY. Well, my loves, that is the end of our fun and easy DIY. Hopefully, I showed you something that you can use in your own decor. Thank you for stopping by and spending time with me. If you're new, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification button so every time I upload a video, you can continue to go on this journey with us. And if you're returning back, you are truly appreciated. Have a blessed day. Remember, it costs nothing to be kind, and we will see you in our next video.